Hello everybody, welcome back to the Cashflow YouTube channel, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at another DIY time-lapse renovation video. This time we're going to be taking a look at an old porch. It's an old sunroom type porch, and we're going to be converting it from a sunroom into a fully finished square footage, heated and air-conditioned room with closet space. So let's get started. The first thing we did to get started was take off all the old wooden siding that was on there. It was in pretty rough shape, lots of paint chipped off and just not overall salvageable, so we decided to just rip it all off. Plus we were replacing the windows, so just made it easier if we were to take all of it down and start from scratch. On the interior here you can see there was a lovely pink paneling throughout the whole porch, so we ended up ripping out all the old windows, broke one of them, taking it out, and then we'll end up taking out the paneling too and just basically ripping it all down to the studs and starting fresh. The old porch had 4 windows. As you can see here, I'm boxing in 2 of the old windows. We decided to scrap 2 of them and just have 2 new windows. We ended up losing a little bit of natural light that way, but we wanted to make a big walk-in closet on the other end of the room, so that's why we ended up getting rid of those 2 windows. On the exterior, the felt underlayment was still in pretty good shape, so we decided to just keep that and put new house wrap over the old windows, where we covered those up. And from there, I just installed flashing tape around the 2 new window jambs and then installed the 2 new slider windows. With the windows in place, we're now back on the interior, and this is actually my younger brother Dakota who is doing the demo here. I'll go into this in more detail when I make the full-length video of this house, so if you're interested in hearing more about that, subscribe to my channel, and we'll be posting a full-length video of this house pretty soon here. But long story short, we bought a house together as a family, and so we split up a lot of the work, and this was one of his jobs, was to demo the inside of the porch. Back outside, and here I am installing vinyl siding. Started by putting up the corner pieces. We went with white vinyl siding to match the garage. The garage was added onto the house in the late 1990s, I believe, and it's had good white siding on there, so we decided to match the garage color. The rest of the house had a yellow hardboard siding, which was in decent shape, and we were planning to paint, so we just went with a white siding to match the garage here. And it was very hot the couple of days that I was doing the windows and installing the siding. This house is in a small town in Minnesota. If you watched my previous video of a bathroom renovation, this is the same house, just the exterior. You can see that ugly brown header beam up on top there. I was debating whether to put siding on that or not, but we ended up just leaving it and painting it since that wood was in decent shape, so we just painted it white to match, and you can hardly even tell it's there. The hardest part about doing siding on your own is when you have full-length pieces like that and you have to try to get each end snapped in. You got to use 2 ladders and go on one end, snap it in, go to the other, hope it doesn't fall out, snap it in on the other end. It can be a bit of a pain, but you figure out the way it works and you make do and make it work. After I got all the siding on, I installed a new porch light. There was already wiring in place and a light switch for an old light, so we just swapped it out with something nice and new. Now that the outside is pretty much all done, here's my dad and brother working on the drywall on the ceiling. Before they put up the drywall, they put in new insulation up in the ceiling. The old stuff had a little bit of water damage, which we fixed that situation. And so they put in new insulation, and then we're re-drywalling the whole room as well. They do a pretty good job with the drywall, but I did have to give them a little bit of grief here. If you notice, there's 2 holes on the back wall and then on the right side of the screen here, and they're not supposed to be there. What happened, and it's a little bit of an inside joke in our family because it seems to always happen whenever they hang drywall together, they don't measure the way that they're supposed to, and they end up cutting the light holes in the wrong spot. And luckily you're able to just fix it when it comes time to tape and mud, so it's not that big of a deal. But they always seem to screw it up, and so I always got to give them a little bit of crap for that. You'll see it's dark out now. My family mostly worked on nights and weekends, and I mostly worked on weekdays during the day. And that's because I live out of town, so I'd just come down for a few days at a time and work during the days, and they have day jobs, so they would just come over after work and work until bedtime, and then repeat the process over and over. You'll see here I'm putting drywall over what used to be a giant window. There was a big window between the old porch and the living room. I imagine the porch was added on later in life. It used to be a window from the living room to the outside, and we just didn't really see the need for it. It was in pretty rough shape. So we just got rid of the old window and just ended up framing in the opening and drywalling around it so we could have a finished off room. Here we are building a wall for a walk-in closet. A little bit of a jump in time here, but we hired someone to tape and mud for us, so I didn't get that on video, but I did end up spraying all the walls and painting them. Here's Dakota again working on the floor. This is luxury vinyl plank flooring, click together kind. It's the stuff I've used on all my houses, on all my videos, pretty much. A little different color here, but it's a grayish brown. Looks pretty nice. The wall color we used in this house is agreeable gray. If you've watched my previous videos, I used to use a much darker gray, and tried something different on this house. Personally don't like it too much myself, but it's a little bit lighter. It's a little too tan for my taste. It's a popular color, so hopefully people like it. Here we're installing a door to the closet, and there's shelving in the closet. I think it's about 4 feet deep, so it's a good sized closet, put a lot of stuff in there. And now I'm cutting and installing the trim. Brought my saw right into the room there. That's where we were cutting all of our trim throughout the whole house. So that worked well. Just put it right in there, didn't have to walk out to the garage. Made a bit of a mess, but you just clean it up when you're done, and it saves a lot of time. So there you have it. That is our porch remodel time lapse. I hope you enjoyed it. Before we get into any before and after pictures, I just wanted to let you know what to expect coming up on the channel here. Like I said, this is the second video of this house, first being the bathroom remodel that I released about a week ago. I've got a kitchen remodel coming up soon, and then I've got a full-length video of this house with all the financials and all the bedrooms and bathrooms, everything all jammed into one. I think you're really gonna like that video. That's a pretty cool transformation. So if you want, subscribe to our channel, keep an eye out for that full-length video, and have a good day.